All right. Hey, how you doing? It's Eric from AHA Americans Helping Americans and AMP Live, the American Mentee Program. Got the spectacles on here today. Hope your Friday. That was yesterday. Hope your Saturday is going well. Hope your weekend is going well. Hope you're hunting those deals. Hope you're being prosperous in your life and your family and business. I'm coming on here tonight to talk a little bit about how to find some sub-2 deals in this real estate market. Sub-2 deals. What the hell is sub-2? Subject to existing financing. Creative real estate investing. That's what I'm here to talk about today on how to find them. What do you do when you find them, right? How do you negotiate them? How do you bring those to the table with the seller, as well as structuring the deals? Not every sub-2 is the same. Everybody does it a little bit different. I'm not going to get into the detail, the fine details, because the devil is in the details at the end of the day. But you got to know how to do these correctly, okay? But we're going to go ahead and I promised to do this at 9 p.m. We're out and about today, kind of rolling back in, and we're here now. I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of ways where you can find these NODs. Now, some of it's standard, some of it's unorthodox. Some of it's going to be, in a way where, hey, you wouldn't be thinking about finding, hey, because sometimes they just come to the table as a regular deal or a wholesale deal or maybe a fix and flip or a buy and hold. But when you know what to look for, you can structure that deal into a subject to existing financing deal or a sub-2 deal, sub-2 cash buyout and things of that nature, okay? So first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Eric from AHA, Americans Helping Americans. One American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you and others across the United States of America. That's a mouthful. Hell yeah. Right? And AMP Live, the American Mentee Program, one of the only programs on this planet in the world where we train and mentor people 7 days a week if needed. Okay? Now, there's a bunch of promos that are going to be flowing around here on Facebook and social media. Right now, this is only being streamed inside the AMP Live Facebook Creative Real Estate Investing Facebook group. Along with myself, I'll be your host for the AMP Live Real Estate Show. I'll be your host inside of this Facebook group, and exclusively where I'm going to put these trainings in. Now, these are trainings that we would only go exclusively with the mentee who comes aboard and works with us exclusively. So you're going to see these in here. They'll be in here for, who knows, maybe several days, a few weeks, a few months. Depends on the situation before we pull them out and put them into the actual training where mentees get a hold of this stuff and they get to utilize it for the next 12 months, I believe, right? Or depending on whatever time frame we put on there. So take advantage of it. If you see the video, watch it all the way through. Look for those golden nuggets and awesome pro tips, as well as watching it back and forth. You can go back and forth, watch the video, ask some questions inside the group, share your wants and your needs. If you got deals, put them into the Facebook group, and we'll take a look at them, right? Do a PM if you don't want to share it. Just reach out with the PM, and we'll chit-chat and we'll talk, and we'll figure out the best way to put and construct a deal. Or if you wanted to come aboard the AMP Live Mentoring Program, click the link down below. Guaranteed there's a link down below, AMP Live Survey. If you're already part of the group, then you're going to see this. If you see this video or pieces of the video and it's being monetized on all the different social media platforms, and click the link, it's most likely going to ask you to join the private group so you can get access to these live trainings that I'm doing. So today I'm gonna go over how to find these subject to deals. Okay, I'm gonna share some tools like PropStream, Privy. There's gonna be you got batch leads, which isn't too bad. I'm gonna give you the good, the bad, and ugly through them all. Real Flow, Freedom Soft. There's a bunch of the top ones that are out there. Some have good data, Propelio. Some have shitty data. Some are better than others. Some have all the bells and whistles, and some don't. Unorthodox ways of getting these deals, as well as learning how to find these off-market real estate, off-market sub-2 deals. Okay, so we're only going to go about 30 minutes. Already about 4 or 5 minutes into this right now. We got chat here. What is this? Okay. See if there's an actual chat going on. I'm going to go to Facebook group. Take a gander. Okay, that one might not be playing it. So I'm just going to get into it and rock and roll at the end of the day. I'm going to go ahead and talk about Subto deals. How do you find them? Where are you going to locate those? Now they can come down the wire through. Let me close this chat real quick. But be sure to go to amplive.net. Check us out there. Go to americanshelpingamericans.net. That's the private real estate investment firm. You can check that out as well. You can go to our YouTube channel and check out the testimonials and testimonials and all kinds of other stuff. We got some trainings on there. We got videos that you can take a look at. We have a new program. It's called the AHA Protege program. That we've released. And we're looking for good people across the United States of America. Click the link down below. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's see if we're a good fit. If we are, we'll rock and roll. If not, that's okay. Maybe it's later on. Maybe you're just not ready for this yet. But at the end of the day, we are a one-on-one mentoring company, and we will work with you one-on-one and construct and work deals with you to help you get your business up and running. It is plug and play, so we'll plug in a lot of the things that you're going to need to get into this business. So you're not putting the cart before the horse or spending tons of money and $5, $6, $7, $8, $10,000 build out your websites and all kinds of crazy stuff in direct mail. We're going to get in with the meat and potatoes of it. But Subto existing financing, it's been around for a long time, all the way back to probably the 80s and the Reaganomics and all that good stuff, when interest rates are 18, 19, 20% like a credit card. You had to do creative real estate investing. You had to do seconds. You had to figure out different ways to think outside that box. And creative real estate investing, the rainbow, right? More like the umbrella was it was built, and then everything underneath, anything that's creative, wholesaling, rent to own, subject to existing financing, seller finance, right? All these things that are different than the traditional go get a loan, go get a hard money loan, or go get a regular bank loan and fix and flip, or buy and hold, or retail. If you're buying multifamily, it's a different jam, right? Because you want to get in it, and then you want to cash flow it, buying undervalued properties and do added values to them to increase the equity and the cash flow. All those things are, it's real estate investing, but we look at it as the art of the deal. How do we get into this particular deal right now, like subject to, or pre-foreclosure? It could be a probate deal. It could be a for sale by owner. It could be someone who just doesn't want to pay a real estate agent fee, or doesn't want to spend $50, $60, $70, $80, $100,000 to fix up the property to get retail. Maybe they don't have the money. Okay, but we're for the purpose of this training, we're going to go with NODs, notice of trust, notice of default, notice trustee sales, list pendants. Whether you're in Texas or Florida, Vegas, Montana, California, doesn't matter. All right, there's judicial and non-judicial. I'm not going to get into the terms. If you have questions, we'll do a training if you really need it, and we'll talk about that little foreclosure 101. But for the purpose of this training right now, what we got is subject to, right? How do we find these deals, right? How do we locate one? How do we sniff one out when someone fills out something on one of our lead gen forms that we shared on our last video? If you missed it, it'll be in the group. Go look for the second video. It was about NODs. It was about a lead gen micro page that we build out for everybody who comes aboard and works with us as a mentee. And the sellers will fill that information out, or you will use it as a script and use it as a tool to lead generate and build your pipeline. Very, very important. It's awesome. It works, and it continues to work, and we define it as we move forward, as the market changes and shifts, as well as technology changes and shifts, right? Because a lot of AI stuff is happening. Everybody's jumping on the AI boat and chat and this and that. I'm still going to say, hey, there's nothing like the human element. There's nothing like you and I working together and putting a deal and structuring a deal together, right? If you're going to work with the seller and they like you, they'll work with you. If you have integrity and loyalty, they'll most likely work with you. And if you have a solution, most importantly, if you got a freaking solution that makes sense, and it's a win-win-win situation for everybody, then you're going to get deals. Technology can figure out, hey, what are the odds of this and that, and then all the numbers. More data has to come in so it can figure out what it needs to say or do and what's going to work for them. But it's not going to be able to negotiate. It's not going to be able to figure out what the pain points are to a degree and then offer those up in a robotic fashion, or someone with passion who's going to share that with them, and who they can see eye to eye that the person you work with is sincere, or maybe not, right? Like, so those are things I think that's going to be hard to do, but that's going, it's moving. AI is doing some stuff. I didn't want to get into the AI too much on this particular live and training, but it's going to work. It works for chat. It's going to work for finding properties, right? We've always done a thing called surfing for deals. We coined that about 10 years ago. Surfing for deals is like driving for dollars, right? You're driving for dollars, you're looking for the ugliest house on the freaking block, and the goal is to write down the address or use a piece of software to scan it and then send them a letter or a postcard and give them a call and put them in your list and build a driving for dollars list. You can do that online, but it's a little harder because you don't know what the hell's there unless you're actually physically in front of the property. We like to do it a little bit different, where we actually go fishing in a pond or a lake or an ocean, depends on what website it is, right? And then we use templates that we built out that work like magic. Copy, paste, boom, 10, 15, 20 of those. You're going to get a 30% response rate, and people are going to respond back, and then you're going to send them another text with some links, right? And you're going to build your pipeline. You do 10 to 20 of those a day times 5. Do the math. End of the month, right? You're out of the gate, I guarantee it. When you do 10 or 20 a day, some people do it in the morning. Some people do it when? In the middle of the day. Some do it in the evening. And if you do it 3 times a day, man, you're thinking that's what, 20, 40, 60. And do a 30% response rate every day and do that times 5. Your pipeline is going to blow up. Texts, emails, phone calls of sellers that want to sell their property. They already raised their hand. We're already going and fishing in a pond or lake or ocean where sellers want to sell. So it's a beautiful thing. At the end of the day, it gets you going very quickly. And then you're able to underwrite, take a look what the situation, pain points. I'm not going to get into too much of the art of the deal. It's more about finding these deals, right? So you can find these deals on these websites, right? There's websites, and I'm not just talking about Zillow, right? There's a certain thing you need to do, because if you try to use some of the Zillow form or website, a lot of times you get a hold of agents, right? Or people are looking right now on the MLS. MLS is 5, 6, 7 years old. People have done it. They're doing it again. I get it. It's becoming popular. Can you find them? Of course, because it makes sense, right? Properties are staying on the market longer, or they're going expired and then getting relisted, or going expired. Then you got a chance to call them back and try to work a deal, or they're on the market for 180 days. That's almost 6 months. 6 months to a year. What's going on? There's a problem. There's an issue, right? It's overdone. It's probably overpriced and a bunch of other stuff. So can you find them on the MLS? Yeah, you want to find the dead dogs, the old dogs, and then try to work them, right? And stick a fork in them. They're done. At the same token, we like to go after off-market deals, okay? Off-market gives you more control. I like to have control of the deals that we work. I suggest you get control of the deals you're going to work, instead of doing joint ventures where you have no control, or daisy chaining other people's deals, right? And you want to be the dispo person and you have no control, right? That's why there are some dispo people. They want you to look at the they want to look at the contract. They want to do this and that and that. Too much information, unless you know the person, unless you know that they're awesome at dispo and you're papered up with the NC and D, non-disclosed, non-circumvent agreement of some sort, right? Maybe even a confidentiality agreement, blah, blah, blah. So you know that, hey, anything goes screwy-looey. Talk about the deals that are on the table stays here. If they start going outside that box, right? Well, some things can happen. You have some remedies that you can apply, that we won't get into, but they're there, as well as moving forward with other things like circumvention. The goal is for you not to go around them and them not to go around you. If they do, well, you have some remedies that you can apply to them, and do and keep them from doing that. Now, obviously, there's other people that say, "Oh, that's just a piece of paper. I'll wipe my ass with that piece of paper." And red flag. Go somewhere else. Don't do business with them, because they're just going to rip you off. They're unscrupulous type of people. So take these as pro tips, okay? So when you're working with those type of companies, if you want to, awesome. I'm not saying not to, just not my jam. I'd prefer not to, unless you really, are building, unless you're working with them, the intimate functions to a degree of their business and who they are and their team and stuff. Same thing with agents and brokers, right? I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of agents and brokers, but the bottom line is you got to find the ones that are what? willing to be trainable, or they have a specialty in working with investors. So they understand the numbers. They understand how to break down the numbers, the return on investment, and all that other good stuff. So at least you know that if they bring you a deal, there's going to be some in it for you, some in it for the agent, enough for the seller to make them happy. And if you're going to wholesale it, there's enough for the new buyer or enough for you to actually buy it, acquire it, do the acquisition, fix it, and flip it. Okay. So all those things come into play when you're looking for these deals, right? You can work with people, work with other investors or wholesalers that are spending some money. The bottom line is you have to vet. Now, 100, I would say maybe 7 to 10 out of 100 wholesalers, right, are actually really going to rock and roll and do business for you, and they're not copying and pasting other people's deals, right? Or they're not trying to daisy chain and go, hey, I got a deal, but then Joe Schmo wants to get paid, and Fred wants to get paid, and Tina wants to get paid all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. And you're like, shit, property's $300,000 by 9 a.m., by 9 p.m., it's $380,000, maybe $350,000. You got 4 or 5, 6 people all want to get paid. Daisy chain bullshit, joint venture bullshit. You don't have control of the deal. If you go with sub 2, guess what? Here's some of the things that I put in there, right? Can you wholesale a sub 2 deal? Yes, you can. I say take control of it. If you can get it sub 2, take control. Do what you need to do. If you understand how to do it correctly, we like to put ours into a trust for legal and tax purposes. There's a lot of CYA letters that go with it, and we're acquiring and actually controlling the property through a trust and through the LLC, and depending on how you want to put it in a holding company, whatever. I'm not going to get into that too much. It's about how do we find those deals? How do we smell those deals? How do we structure those deals, right? Where can you get those deals from, right? You find them online. You find them on websites. You can find them through data. You can find them through PropStream, okay? So, and all kinds of other REI resource. Find the data, run some text marketing campaigns, ringless voice message campaigns. You can knock on doors, go old school and bleed it together with new school. You can make the phone calls. You can do the cold calling stuff. For me, when I got started, I said I didn't want to knock on doors and I don't want to have to cold call. I wanted people and sellers to call me. Of course, my deal flow would be a lot smaller, but my quality of lead, it'd be super high, okay? So look at it this way. Other people would get 100 deals, right? 100 deals, and maybe 10 out of those 100, or probably 20, are okay, that you're going to be able to work. The other 80 are pretty much shit, or something that has to go into a system where you got to nurture that lead for a period of time, like Facebook leads, right? You got to work them, touch base, and move them down the ladder 2 or 3 months to turn them into a deal, okay? They just don't pop. They don't just, all automatically they want to sell, right? There's more to it than that. So for me, I'd rather say, hey, I got 7 to 10 leads, right? And I know 7 of them that I'm going to be working, that out of a batch of leads, that instead of, getting a lot of, shitty leads, and then a small amount of quality leads, I would get quality leads, but not a bunch, right? They'd come in 6 or 7 leads, and my closing ratios are 60, 70, 80%. I'm closing 6 to 8 of those properties out of every 10. So that means, hey, I got quality. Then they're going through a process. I'm not going to go through the whole process with you, but we touch them 7 times. We pull title. We make a phone call. We walk the house, the art of walking the house. We get pictures and videos, and we build a relationship, and we work a deal out. We offer cash 3 times, low, medium, and high. Some cash now, some cash later. We move into sub 2 or some type of terms deal, or some cash all right now. If that doesn't work, we move to an option. If that don't work, then we move to maybe a marketing agreement of some sort. And if that doesn't work, then we follow up. Money and magic in the follow up. Okay, so it doesn't matter how you do it. I will say, I'm going to go ahead and click this real quick and share something with you where you can find some of these deals, okay? And I'll get right into it. We're already at 19 minutes, so we got about 10 more minutes. And I'm going to show you where you can get some of these deals, okay? One is surfing for deals. That's something we coined. If you come aboard, or if you have any questions about how that works, click the link down below. Let's chat, or put it inside the Facebook group. What the heck is that stuff? What is surfing for deals? Like I said, it's like driving for dollars, but you don't have to physically go out with the apps and try to find and build a list. That's good to do. You can do that. But it's something where you still got to, you don't know if they want to sell or not. So we took it one step further and go, let's surf for deals, and go, let's go surfing for deals in a pond or lake or an ocean, meaning websites that are out there and where they want to sell, where they've already got ads out there saying, hey, I'm interested in selling. Now, it doesn't matter if it's going to be a overpriced property or whatever. Who gives a shit, right? The bottom line is that they want to sell. And people want to sell for all kinds of different reasons, okay? So let's go ahead and do this real quick and put my bug back up there, and then we're going to switch this over, okay? Let's do this real quick so you can see what we're discussing here. Okay, so basically when what's happening is when you have these properties and you copy and paste and you start building that pipeline, and then we start getting into some other ways, which is data and text marketing, ringing this voice message. If you want to call, go for it. If you're awesome at calling and you love cold calling, go for it. You're going to find those deals, but you want to get the right data. Same thing for door knocking. Build a door knocking team. If I were you, and I'm just saying, pro tip here, take that old school stuff that was going on last cycle and start doing it now, because people are technically lazy. They want to do all their shit online. They want to try to do a text online. They want to try to do a deal through email and all kinds of stuff, right? They want to use the AI chat and all that good stuff that's out right now to try to do deals, blah, blah, blah. That's great, fine and dandy. If you can get it done, go for it. But nighttime, but the thing is here, you're not sharpening your skill set, right? There's an old term, right? I think it came from Abe Lincoln or somewhere. Doesn't matter. The bottom line is like, hey, if you ask me to chop a tree down, right? Then what am I going to do? And it's going to say you got 8 hours to chop that tree down. Now somebody's just going to go sharpen the axe a little bit and then start hunking and chunking, chop it down. Okay. Now for me, if you got 8 hours to do it, I'm going to go ahead and sharpen that axe for a while. Boom, boom. So it's super sharp. And then I'm going to chop that son of a bitch down probably within minutes, right? If not in 20, 30 minutes, boom, or less, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm going to chop it down. Then I can chop more trees down, right? Because I got a super, super sharp-ass axe. I take my time sharpening my axe. The same thing with learning the art of the deal. Finding the deals, understanding how to structure the deals, how to talk to the sellers, and not just going for the juggler and going, hey, you want to do terms? Hey, if you don't want to do my cash offer, we can always do terms. Have you thought about terms and this and that? You're just shooting yourself in the foot. You haven't laid a foundation for our premise of anything in regards to presenting terms to them or sub-to to them. Now, you can kind of touch around and go feely, and they're either going to say, yeah, I'd be interested in doing this, that, and you add it, but then you still got to negotiate it, right? And you got to bring someone else who's better at that than you to do that, or try to go for it. Maybe you'll get lucky, right? But this business everything's a little bit about luck and being at the right place and being prepared, for things to happen. So then, you can do what you need to do in regards to the luck thing, right? Luck is just moving forward and pushing those levers to open the doors, and stuff moves, right? So things going to float in front of you, and you have to either see it and open your eyes and go for it and grab it. If you stay stagnated, then of course opportunities are not going to be there unless you're creating those opportunities. Same thing with sub-2. So how do we find freaking sub-2s? Can we wholesale sub-2s? Yes, control the deal. Even if it's going to be a wholesale deal, you can still wholesale it. You can put a memorandum of option on it. You can do what is it? I think there's a novelty thing that's out there right now. Novations, blah blah. You can do the novation, which I'd rather do a sub-2 than a novation because you got more control over the property. And you can get a loan on it. You can sell it. You can list it. You can do all those things. And you got total control. Then you could give out the address because it don't matter. Anybody who tries to circumvent you or go around your back, so then nothing they can do about it because it's already recorded and you control the property through your LLC and trust and all that other good stuff. Nothing can be done. If it's an option, anybody can go around you. If you got a contract, anybody can go around you. Even if you got escrow open, it doesn't matter. Somebody else who's unscrupulous can go around your back and say, hey, I'll give you more money. I'll do this, that, blah, blah, blah. I'm seeing it online right now. People are ratting on each other. Hey, did you see this guy? He's trying to promote your deal, and he said this and that. I'll give you more. I'm a real investor, blah, 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 blah. Stealing people's freaking deals because they're going on. I always say, look, don't post your shit. If you don't have it under control or some sort, and I get it, post it because you want to be proud of this and that. This is what I did. Check it out. Or asking questions online about how to do certain things, people are going to see it. People are going to see it. Sellers may see it. Other people may rat on you like they're doing right now. and then they're going to go, man, I'm dealing with an unexperienced person, right? So privacy is very important. You want to protect the seller at the end of the day. You want to protect yourself. You want to protect everybody who's in the deal. And if you have it sub 2, then it don't matter because the deal is yours. That's why sub 2 is so beautiful if you do it the way I'm going to show you in these trainings as we move forward, okay? And there's a little bit more work to it. So that means it's even better, right? It means you're more secure. And yeah, it takes a little bit of time. It's a graduation thing. Bird Dog Wholesale, fix, flip, JV, subject to type stuff, apartment buildings, and hotels, all that good stuff. It's just a migration. You're going up over time. Your skill set starts to grow, or you just stay stagnated and just go, hey, wholesale forever, fix and flip forever. But people shift with the times, just like real estate. It's cyclical, goes up and down, just like the stock market, but it always goes up, right? It'll crash and they go back up, just like the economy. That's what we have in this capitalist world, capitalist United States of America, right? Anyway, so here we go. I'm going to tell you the difference. PropStream. PropStream's cool. I endorse PropStream. I like their data. They have more fields than other data places or software. Not saying anything good or bad. Everything works. Whatever works for you is what's best, okay? But make sure that the data is at least accurate and up to date. PropStream does give you the default information. Sometimes I notice that they're not doing that, so I don't know if that's some type of thing they're holding back or what, but before they would give you the default information and more details than say maybe Batch or even Propelio. Propelio's good. It's easy. It's easy to maneuver. It's great for a newbie, but a lot of their data is not very good. It's not that accurate. It's 2-3 months old. Foreclosures are old, or they got recorded and it's not updated. You got Real Flow. That was good the last cycle. It has its good and bad and ugly of the brand. It's okay. I'm not saying anything bad about it. They got a lot of cool features, website, do all that good stuff. But if you want to do text marketing, you have to make sure that they opt in for that stuff. So it puts a little damper on some things. Some of their data is probably pretty good, I think. But you got to pay a chunk of cash to get that data on top of what you're already paying to subscribe. Then they got a bunch of other ones that are out there. REI Resource is one that's just a old school, has tons of data. I believe, don't quote me on this, I think it's Citrix, right? So I believe they own Podio. So that means they're huge, right? So a lot of these other companies have APIs and they buy that data from them and then resell it to you. Same thing for skip tracing and all that good stuff, right? So it's all cost effective. PropStream, not a fan of their skip tracing, right? It's not as good and as accurate as others. Now, Batch is pretty good. I like Batch. There's also REI Reply. And then inside of REI Reply, they got, I think, Skip Butler, which isn't too bad. They give you the 3 best numbers. It seems to be pretty accurate. They'll give you emails. And as you upload it, you can actually pull your data, upload it to REI Reply, and then go ahead and skip it within the CRM, and then figure out what campaign do you want it to go in. The campaigns you have set up already, right? For probate, pre-foreclosure, general, or whatever it is. You click that campaign and boom, automatically goes in and filters in, and then run your campaign. Beautiful thing. It's not the most beautiful looking and easy to maneuver, but it works if you take the time to learn it. I always say, look, if you're going to work on something, I say it's PropStream. Make sure you make PropStream your biatch, right? At the end of the day, bottom line is make sure you understand it inside and out, because that tool is going to make you money. And any other tool that's getting you some leads and you're seeing some traction, you're moving forward, that means you should use it. You should become an expert at that. My thing is, hey, being an expert at the negotiation process, being able to talk to a seller and getting them to say, yes, this is perfect for me. This is what I need. Subject to existing financing, give me some cash right now. You're going to reinstate my loan, and then I'm going to get that money. You're going to give me cash for keys. You're going to fix it and flip it. They get to move on with their life. They get their credit card offers and stuff at 8, 9, 10 months from now. They're rebuilding their life. You take on the project, and you either fix it, flip it, buy and hold it, or wholesale it off, right? And you can do that, or bring in partners and make them part of the trust, right? So I'm giving you some pro tips here. Now, how do we find these damn deals? Data, or online. I'm going to show you a little spot real quick. We're going to click this here, and then we're actually going to go to the website. And here's one right here. Now, I know this is crazy, right? Where the hell can you find a property for $122,000, right? In California. But we're going to go here. Let me see, make sure right here we're good. Okay, so good. We can still see it. So let's go ahead and let's just put in, okay, we put Texas if you want. Put what we got? Let's put Waco. Movie. Waco, Texas. Okay. Waco, Texas. Got about 25 properties. Of course, I got it on auctions and I got it on pre foreclosures, single family homes, individual, and it's about 25, it says here in Waco, right? So we'll pull this up, 31% equity, and you can change it by going to advanced and going, hey, I want to check out the financial details, and I'll go down here and take a look. Okay, what do I want? How much equity do I want? 100%, 35%. Okay, maybe I squeeze it down, go this way. Whoop. Maybe I want 40%, 40, let's go 45. Save and close, see what it comes up with. There's 11, okay? So 11 of them that have 4% equity, 32% equity, 41%. I like that. Let's try 41%, right? So 3-bedroom, 2-bath, off market, it says. Let's find out. And this you can go to this website. It could be PropStream. We can pull up the data. It doesn't matter. You can surf for deals. If you want to learn how to surf for deals, I'll share that with you. We're going to do that in a training next week, and I'll share with you how that works. So this one's in Waco, Texas, right? Estimated equity $130,000. Recording date was 7/25 on 2017. So 2017 tells me it's probably going to be a good loan, decent loan, something that you can arbitrage that I won't talk too much about, but sub 2. You can call them sub 2 cash buyouts, right? Where you can get this interest rate. And I know there's certain laws and things in Texas that you need to do. I'm not going to get into that either. But original loan amount's $208,000. Interest rate 6%. Well, that's not the greatest interest rate, right? But if it was 3, 4, 5% interest, and then we can go ahead and take that property, reinstate it, and then go ahead and sell it to someone else at 6 or 7% and get 1 to 2%, right? And arbitrage that. Every time they make a payment, you get a piece of that pie. Also, we sell it to them at a higher market price amount, because you're going to go in there and fix it up and then resell that property to them. Let's say you got it for 200, and what's the ARV? So estimated equity is 130, right? So we're going to cruise down here. Estimated value is 323. They bought it for 208, right? And let's say we put it on the market for 340 after it's fixed up. So 340,000, you're going to get your equity, and then you're going to get a difference here. If this was, say, 3.75, I'd go 5.75 or 5.99 and sell them the property. Get 20% down. 20% down of what? 350? 350,000 times 20% is 70 grand. So you get 70 grand. So what is that going to do? Reinstatement, who knows? Let's see how much the reinstatement is. It may or may not tell us on here. PropStream will. This is not PropStream. Estimated loan payment, $1,248. Then we're going to take a look at, hey, can this cash flow? What is the rent area? Is it $1,800, $1,900, $2,000? If it is, then we're good. 100 loan balance is 192,143. So they probably did most likely an FHA loan and put 3% down. Fairway mortgage, just take a look. So look, it's decent. Look at that. 2,300 square foot property built in 2006. Love it. Cosmetic. That means you're not dealing with a 1950, 60, 70 property. It's cosmetic. The bones are good. Air conditioning. May need a little love to the kitchen and bathrooms, right? So it's probably going to be maybe, 2,000 square foot. We can go ahead and take a look at that real quick and use some simple numbers. What's this? 2394, right? 2394. I'll go 2394. And everybody has their different numbers. So if you see some numbers here, you can bitch about it or not bitch about it. Don't care. But the bottom line is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to say it's in Texas. This is probably Waco, Texas, 2394. I'm going to go maybe splurge a little bit and go 25 times $25 a square foot. And we're at about 60 grand, right? To rehab that whole thing. If we're going to put new kitchens, bathrooms, floors, all that good stuff, cosmetic, front and backyard, all that good stuff, right? And even then, right? Because the size of the property. And that's probably pushing it, at 20. So it might be maybe 35 to 45 grand, depending if you can control your labor and materials, right? So there's half of that. And then you're going to obviously reinstate the loan. What's the default amount, right? Could be 20, 30, 40,000. So money they give you, you're going to get that reimbursed. $70,000 down, You're going to get some of your rehab money back. You're going to get some of your reinstatement money back. Of course, you're going to need hard costs and all other good stuff, right, to keep it rolling for 4 to 6 months. Other costs, keep the lights on and things of that nature, right? Title insurance, you got to close it and everything too. So single family, let's keep on rolling down here. Single family property. And look at that. It's a nice size lot, 9148. So that's about a quarter acre. Let me see. We keep rolling. Tax delinquent, no. Tax year 2022. Tax amounts $5,600 a year. Let's cruise on down here and take a look at the foreclosure status. Notice the trustee. So that means 321. So at 321, which I would double check, because if it has a notice of trustee sale, sometimes they get postponed. If they get postponed, you got to double check. And if it is, then you have an option. You got a chance to go to the seller and work this deal, right? But it said the recording date was 321 for the notice of trustee sale. So there was either auction date is 4/3. We're at 4. We're in April, 11 o'clock at this particular place, right? So it either went to foreclosure or not. But I'm going to go ahead and show you something real quick. I'm going to go ahead and pull up this address and let's see what it says on good old Zillow, right? So you see where we're going here. You can find these properties. You can make the phone calls. You can text market them. You can door knock. You can send them letters and notes. Go after the notice of trustee sales, or I should say the ones that are going to auction. Now, obviously, this is Texas. So Texas is going to get a recording note, and then about 90 days later, it's going to go to auction, right? And then there's going to be a new list with all the auction properties, right? You want to get them. If you're in Texas, you want to get them before that happens. If you're in California or other states that's non-judicial, all that means that it gets recorded. It gets recorded to the public. And that means that, hey, everybody and anybody who can get a hold of public information will know that it's recorded as NOD, notice of default, and then it's going to move to a notice of trustee. So it'll stay like that for 90 days, and then once that happens, a notice of trustee will get recorded. Once that gets recorded, then you're going to have an auction. And it's either someone's going to buy it at the auction or it's going to go back to the bank. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull this up real quick. And let me see, make sure you're still able to see this. Good, awesome, beautiful. 37. I'm going to wrap this up because we're going too long here. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here right here. You may not be able to see it, but let's see. Share this tab instead. Yes. So this is a pretty awesome pad. Look at that. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,000 square foot. And look at that thing. It looks nice. Wow. Nice little pad. Look at that. Lovely. Look at the size of that tile. Let me see. Make sure I can see it here. Okay, good. Yeah, you guys can see it. Okay, look at the size of that tile. It's huge. Nice, clean, beautiful home. But believe it or not, let's close this out. And it says off market. So something happened, right? Now, this is obviously, that's why we got to check the data. Make sure if this thing wasn't free foreclosure, then we'd be talking to them. We'd be trying to buy this property from them, okay? We got a Zillow. It says 371. Okay, we're going to go back to this here. And obviously it said, make sure this is the same property. Yep. 300, 130 in equity. Now this it says off market, so it might have went back to the bank and maybe it was updated, maybe it wasn't. What I would do is probably pull up this address and then I would go through title, Tycor or First American, and then pull it up. Okay. And I might just go ahead and do that right now just to see. Okay. So I'm going to go app live. Let's do this. Let's check this out, and then I'll share the screen with you. Okay, right now all you can see is the Zillow thingy. So I'm going to pull this up real quick, and let's get rid of that. Let me see, where's it at? Oh, Tycor. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and share this screen, and I'm going to put the address in there. Boom, and let's see what we get. Oops, no address is coming up. Okay, that happens sometimes. Let's see what we got. And if we need to, okay, there we go. It's not coming up. So then maybe we just pick another one, right? We'll get out of here. And let's go good old California. Let's go ahead and pull up Riverside and see what happens. There's probably going to be a ton of them. All we need is one. 250, 390 all over. We're going to pick this one, 35% equity. Let's go with something with 44% equity. And let's go ahead and pull the address up, see what comes up. We'll go down here, 680, take a look at the foreclosure information. It says notice trustee sale, 417 was about a week or so ago. Let's pull this up, take a look. See if we can find the property here, see what it says. Yep, I'm going to share the screen. You're going to be able to see it. So now you can see the screen here, right? So if you see the screen, it says pre-foreclosure, $752,000, right? So it's going to basically tell us if you want to look at what the actual. Now, if you got prop stream, it should pull it up. It should have the auction date. It should have a notice of default because it's not an auction yet. It says foreclosed auction, but I don't think that happened. This is 2-2. We'll have to double check. Let me see. We'll pull this up. Let's go ahead and just pull it up. I'm going to pull this right here, and I'm going to share this tab with you. And then we're going to put this in here, and we're going to go a little fast because, time is time. All right, this shit's not coming up either. Oh, wait up. We got to do this. And sometimes it does that. Data's data, does some weird stuff. Excuse me. All right, so it's not giving me what I need. I can punch in the APN number, and that should bring it up. Let me see if I can find the APN number here. So we'll go with the APN number when you fax and feature figures. Where's the APN number? So they had maybe it did. They have notice of sale that was 2-2 was February, right? So this bad boy, even though it still says pre-foreclosure, it's at the auction range. So the MI got postponed. What we're looking for is the APN. We want the history details. Where's the details? Price and tax history, monthly cost. So I need the details is what I need right here. Boom, here it is. Details. Where's my details? And this is going longer than I want it to go, but it's super important, right? So you're learning a lot of stuff here at the end of the day. But I want the details section so you can get the APN number so I can pull this up. And what I would do is I would pull it up on the title company or PropStream, right? And it would tell me if it went into foreclosure because it would show the new recording would be either a new investor or a new company. If it still shows and there'd be a date, then there'd be a TS number. And I would look up the TS number, go to the website, make the phone call the 800 number, and to see if this property went into foreclosure or not. If it did not, then it's fair game. It's open. Go after the property. If it did get foreclosed, it either went to an auction and an investor bought it and is now evicting the seller, or it went back to the bank as an REO, okay? So I'm going to wrap this up really quick. I'm going to go back here, sharing this in the tab. Awesome. And then we're going to go ahead and close that out. And this is all about the American Mentee program. I'm going to go ahead and share a couple of things with you on the captions here, right? I appreciate it. Thanks for showing up. You can visit us on Facebook through the Amp Live VIP EP. That's my main Facebook. There's a Facebook page, and then there's a creative real estate investment page. We got a couple of groups. Obviously, if you're seeing this, you're inside the group and you're seeing access to this live training. That's only going to be inside this live training. It's not going to be anywhere else, right? But then we'll be doing some lives with a little bit of training. We won't go too deep, but there'll be some training there. You'll be able to see and watch some of those videos. You can go to YouTube. You can see how you go to LinkedIn. You can go to Getter, Truth Social. There'll be Twitter, TikTok, and all that good stuff, right? As well as Facebook. Go to amplive.net and take a look at what we do with the one-on-one mentoring. If you like what we're doing, you see value in it, we'd love to work with you and have you come aboard and either jump aboard the one-on-one mentoring program where it's 6 months one-on-one. We partner up for 6 deals for the next 12 months, exclusively one-on-one, working with you to help you get those deals, and we'll continue. We got something rocking and rolling right now. It's a promo for spring that will work with you until you get a dang deal, period, right? Even if it's past 6 months, okay? We're going to put that on the table for you. And it's just very easy. Everybody takes care of the hard cost one time, and then we move forward. It is plug and play, so we still use humans to set you up and onboard you, piggyback on the brand. There'll be marketing that we're going to work with you and help you with and help you set up. It's done with you and done for you with one-on-one. And we have a 90-day coaching program. That's more of do-it-yourself and a little bit of done with you with interactive mentoring. And then we got what's called an AHA protege program, right? I'm not going to get into that too much, but if you're interested in it, reach out, PM, or ask in the Facebook group, and go ahead and just type some stuff in there. If you have some questions, definitely reach out. Without further ado, I'm Eric from AHA, Americans Helping Americans, and AMP Live, the American Mentee Program. I'm your host of the AMP Live Real Estate Show. Hopefully you got some awesome value from this. It's probably 9-something at night on a Saturday. Shows you my dedication, my obsession is real estate, and it's to help you across the United States of America and others across the United States of America to get into this business and to do this business and do it in a way that's going to help you, your family, and everything else that you've been dreaming about and thinking about. It's definitely doable and possible. You can take it, hey, you can surpass me and surpass others, or you just want to do it on a part-time basis and do a deal a quarter. That can change your life, right? A little extra money here and there. It is what it is. It's a lot more than extra money. Trust me. If it's a bird dog's one thing. If you're fixing and flipping, right, it could be depending on where you're at. Average deal in California, $50,000, $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 fix and flip, or wholesale is obviously a little bit less. But I'm not going to get into that. Where you can find these properties are online. You can go to Zillow. You can go to Craigslist. You can surf for deals. You can use data. Go to PropStream. Is one of my favorites. And maybe REI Reply, all those different types of things that I just shared with you. Take them for what they are. There's no links. If you want what the links are, if you want to know where they're at or how to find them or what I think about them, put some comments down below, okay? Click the link down below and let's chat. PM if you want to do something private. Hopefully you got some value from this. Have an awesome, awesome weekend. Tomorrow is Sunday, so it's still rock and roll day, right? You can either go to the beach or you can hang out and barbecue or you can go get a suntan or whatever, depending on where you're at, or you can hunk and chunk and rock and roll, right? If you go to church, I get it. Spend some time with the family. Sometimes you got to break down and do that, right? I did a little bit of that today, but also did some work in the morning and made phone calls and then went out and, had some family time for a little bit. Then we're going to break down and do some more family time, but still got work to do, right? This is what it's all about. Make it a lifestyle. Get your morning rituals rocking and rolling. And it doesn't feel like a job, and it won't be a job if you assess what you do and you like what you do. Big freaking difference, right? But it can get frustrating. I get it. We're all human beings, right? But if we're here together, working together, my goal is to help you and to be someone there that you can bounce off of. And we're actually going to work deals. You're going to learn from myself and others in this business, okay? So look forward to speaking with you. Look forward to rocking and rolling with you. Click the link down below. It's free. It's not going to cost you a dime. If anything, you're going to get tremendous value by getting some of your questions answered, even if it's a 15, 20-minute call. If it goes longer than that, then we're probably a good fit. All right, without further ado, in God we trust, united we stand, rock and roll in all that you do. You have a good one. Bye-bye.